Hello there and welcome. So, you're dreaming of that new extension or maybe a garden office. It's an exciting time, but figuring out all the rules to get there can feel like a real headache. In this explainer, we're going to break down the UK's construction rulebook into simple, easy-to-understand parts so you can build your dream project with total confidence. Let's jump right in. You can probably picture it already, can't you? That perfect new space ready to go. But let's be honest. We've all heard those horror stories. The projects that go horribly wrong, turn out to be unsafe, or just get completely tangled up in red tape. So before even a single shovel hits the ground, let's talk about the key steps that make the difference between a dream build and a total nightmare. And that's exactly what these rules are for. They aren't just there to slow you down. They are a framework to make absolutely sure that whatever you build is safe. Safe for you, safe for your family, and safe for the people who are actually building it. It really all starts with getting your head around the two main rulebooks that you'll be dealing with. Right, Section 1, the rules for your dream build. We're going to break this down into two key sets of regulations you've got to know about, and try not to think of them as obstacles, but more like essential guides for a successful and safe project. The easiest way to think about all this is with a pretty simple analogy. Imagine you're cooking. On one hand, you've got the building regulations. That's your recipe. It tells you how to make a strong, stable structure. Then, on the other hand, you have the CDM regulations. Those are the kitchen rules, designed to keep everybody safe while the cooking or building is happening. Let's start with the recipe. So let's take a closer look at that recipe for a strong structure. This first set of rules, the building regulations, is all about the physical nuts and bolts of your project. It's the science that ensures what you build is sound, stable, and truly built to last. And here it is, the Building Regulations 2010. This is the official rulebook, the master cookbook, if you will. Its main purpose is actually pretty simple: health and safety. It's all about making sure your new building is constructed to a standard that won't pose a danger to anyone, ever. Now, within that massive rulebook, we're going to zero in on one really important chapter. It's called Approved Document A, Structure. This is the specific part of the recipe that deals with strength and stability. It basically answers one simple question: is this thing built to last? So what does structure actually mean in practice? Well, it pretty much boils down to two core ideas. First, you've got requirement A1, loading. This means the building has to be able to handle all the forces acting on it: its own weight, the furniture inside, snow, even strong winds. And second, in A2, it has to be stable on the ground it's built on, because a building is, after all, only as solid as its foundation. And check this out. This table shows that point perfectly. It's a simplified example straight from the official guidance for building on clay soil. You can see right away that on firm clay, you need a much wider foundation than on stiff clay. It just goes to show you the rules aren't a one-size-fits-all thing. The recipe has to be adapted for your specific site. Okay, so we've got the recipe for the building itself sorted. Now let's switch gears and talk about the kitchen rules, the regulations that are all about creating a safe project team and looking after everyone involved in the build. These are the Construction, Design, and Management Regulations, or CDM for short. And the word to remember here is all. It doesn't matter if you're building a small porch or a massive new house. These rules apply to make sure the process of building is safe for every single person on site. The way the CDM regulations work is by giving everyone a really clear role. And this is super important. As the homeowner, you are officially known as the client. Your architect or designer is the designer, and your builder is the contractor. Each of these roles has specific legal responsibilities for safety. Now, I know what you're thinking. Seeing that you have legal duties as the client might sound a little scary, but don't panic. For projects on your own home, the regulations are cleverly designed to automatically transfer most of your responsibilities to the professionals you hire. The main takeaway for you is this: your biggest duty is simply to hire good, competent people who know what they're doing. So, who exactly do those duties get passed to? Well, if you just hire one main builder to do everything, they're the contractor. Simple. But if your project is a bit more complex and you have multiple different tradespeople working at the same time, like a builder, a plumber, and an electrician, then one of them has to be appointed the principal contractor. Their job is to coordinate everyone and manage the overall safety plan. Okay, so you've got the right team assembled, but how do they actually make sure the site is safe day to day?
Well, they do it by creating and following a very clear on-site safety plan, which is a key legal requirement before work can even start.
This image really says it all, doesn't it? Good site safety is never, ever an accident. It comes from careful planning, clear communication, and real coordination between everyone involved in the project. And this is the master document where all of that planning comes together. It's called the Construction Phase Plan, and you can think of it as the official playbook for on-site safety. Your contractor is legally required to prepare this before any of the construction work begins. And this isn't just a bunch of bureaucratic paperwork either. It's a really practical plan that covers real-world stuff. It lays out the basic site rules, it makes sure there are proper facilities like toilets and drinking water, it details what to do in an emergency, and it ensures every single worker gets a safety induction before they even pick up a tool. So let's pull all of this together. You need the right recipe for a strong building, and you need the right kitchen rules for a safe site. When you have both of those things in place, that's when you can truly, finally, build with confidence. It is so important to see these regulations not as annoying red tape, but as a system of protection. They are literally designed to protect your financial investment, the long-term safety of your home, and every single person who steps onto your property to help build your dream. So why does all this really matter to you, the homeowner? Well, following these rules isn't just about ticking boxes. It protects your huge financial investment by making sure the work is high quality, which is what adds real, lasting value to your property. It ensures your home is safe for you and your family for decades. And it gives you a clear blueprint for hiring competent pros who will get the job done right. And this quote from the official guidance really just sums it all up. The modern way of thinking about safety is all about collaboration. It's about creating a real team where everyone, from the architect in the office to the person laying the bricks, is involved in making the site safer and healthier for everybody. So, as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this one thought. Your project is a massive investment of your time, your money, and your dreams. By understanding these rules, you're not just following the law. You are actively making sure that your investment is built on the strongest and safest foundation possible.